back in Legrand Legacy. Where we last left off, we did the events here in Dore, and we are now able to move forward in the storyline. So I don't know if we have to go straight through the forest, but I'm imagining that's probably the way to the pier. So we'll go here, see if the statue comes together, and what happens from there. So if you're too cheap to spend the night at the inn, you can heal up right over here. Guess which camp I'm in. Getting past this, or getting the jump on it's going to be a little difficult. And why is that coming all the way out here? Good enough. That griffin type pays really well. It's like the Rugamashes for this area. Another griffin, this one dropped a golden egg, which is probably pretty nice. Wow, 50,000 dinar. Damn. Cannot top that. That was just a little elf thing that dropped 2 gold dusts. We're making some money. Okay, I got gold items from the last 3 fights. Let's hope this trend holds up. So unfortunately there's a glare on my screen, so I can't see this part a little too clearly. So I'm wondering if there might be something hidden in the blind spot. Looks to be empty. So this is where it was, and where it belongs. How do we put the pieces back together? We just need to cast a spell, and the statue will do the rest. And please give me some space. Of course. So I don't know if she's actually speaking Gaelic or what. The statue? It talks? What kind of sorcery is this? A bizarre miracle of the Alcis. Whoa. Don't be frightened, he is our Cicerone. The statue's a he? Then please tell him to stop shouting before he blinds us. Don't worry, it will be over soon. Prithee, allow me to present myself. I am Gwendel of Gwenel. Thanks be for saving me, whoever you are, fellows. No problem, we need you in one piece after all. Indeed. Who are those rapscallions who saw fit to chop me up? Don't worry, they've been taken care of. Very helpful and much too kind of you, milady. You don't seem to remember me, Gwendel. Lady Lucia did not provide me with capacity to remember much other than paths. Of course, I've been away for a long time. Ever heard of Scatia? For every one of mine own days at which hour the full moon arrives, never, milady. So you're Lady Lucia erased me from your memory. Might be so, I can't remember either way. Hate to interrupt this trip down foggy broken memory lane, but can we just cut to the chase? You're a real gem, Kale. Prithee, forgive me. How can I be of service, fellows? Gwendel, please show us the way to Murias. We are already there, in Murias itself. Not the old one, we need to get to the new one. Oh, thou meanest new Murias. Yes, show us the way. 'Tis beyond my ken. Perhaps a way out will suffice. Stop fooling around, just tell us the way. I am not allowed to do that. I'd almost forgotten how irritating you could be. Look, Gwendel, I am an Alcis. How else could I have restored you? If thou art Alcis, why dost thou require mine aid? Because your Lady Lucia moved the gate after I left. Thine own lack of knowledge is not mine to rectify, untrustworthy one. The insolence! I went through a lot of trouble to call me back together, Gwendel, and you call me untrustworthy? I beg thy forgiveness, milady, but Lady Lucia hath forbid me to guide visitors. I am no visitor. I suggest you don't make the lady angry, unless you actually enjoy being in pieces. Thy threats hold no fear for me. Never did I value mine own life too highly. Oh well, you'd be valued enough in an auction house. Gwendel, hear me out. Outsiders are coming to Murias now, and Lady Lucia must be made aware. And the cause for thy haste. Listen to me, the scum who sent people to chop you up are trying to enter Murias. Do you think they come in peace, blockhead? Murias is in danger. If I don't warn Lady Lucia soon, Lear knows what will happen. Then I shall let Gwenel itself show the way. The four shall decide if thou art to be trusted. Stop wasting time, Gwendel. I'm not wasting time. I am showing thee the way. If it be true thou art our Alcis, thou canst not be but familiar with Gwenel's flowers. I told you, it's been a long time since our last here. I don't have time to be remembering flowers. Nay, 'tis a worthy endeavor, for the flowers shall show the way that must go. All our sisters know the flowers very well indeed, so they have no need to ask. But thou art an exception, perhaps. Fine, I suppose I don't have a choice. Just make it quick. Since I cannot show thee what is what, then thou mayest gather me 4 kinds of Gwenel's flowers. Each one of the flowers represents a compass pointing to this lodging. Bring those flowers to me, then I shall show you the way. Come back only when you have all of them. Alright, got it. So yeah, I do feel for Scatia. That is getting really annoying. We'll go this way first. So what happens if I go back here? Crud. Or wait. Are these what he's looking for? So was there one back here? I'm gonna check the purple thing in a second. Griffin with gold dust. Crud. Okay, its eye is no longer following me. Was hoping it would turn around. There it goes. That time it was a pair of those little elf bastards. So they gave us gold stones. That's decent. So I'm racking up a little bit of money here. Also got luck status razors off them, so there is that too. New enemy type there, but nothing special. That time I got strength status razors. It was one of those little elf dudes again. Crud. That one was a griffin. Nothing important happened. So that's number 2. Yeah, those are Venus flytraps on the wall thing there. Can we grab some of those? And this has to be the last one. And you know what? We will go ahead and warp back. Hast thou of them all? We have. What next? Come, come, show them to me. Here they are. Thou hast not erred. The first one here is Nepenthes, the second is Rendalium, the third is Funegras, and the fourth is Venistus. Now he wants me to be a botanist. Silence, I told you to listen, did I not? Alright, go on then. Listen carefully. If it be true that Nepenthes is north, the Rendalium is east, Funegras is west, and Venistus is south. To Murias, you might not but take east 2 times, then take west a time, then south a time, and take north. Do this in succession. This is much harder than I thought. What if we get lost? Mr. Statue, what if? Thou shalt call me Gwendel, fellow. Okay, I'm sorry. So, Gwendel, what if we fail to find the entrance? If thou verily errest upon mistake this order, just bid me that show that path once more. Make it sound simple. All you're giving us is a load of puzzles to solve. For you to wend another lodging, it means another maze to be solved. Please, man, just tell me to simplify things and make it easier for us. I told you it wouldn't be easy. Gwendel is no lodging for the feeble-minded. Huh? Be you cunning, be you observers. That way I shall guide you out. I would have preferred a well-mannered cicerone, ma'am. Take it up, Lady Lucia. Worry not, fellows. You can ask me any time to repeat these words. I shall tell you the way again and again. Off you went, fellows, and remember. So, what's the point of these? East, west, south, north. Do they actually have these in their inventory now labeled? Oh Okay, they do. So east. East. West. No egg from the griffin. And here we go again. Ran into those harpy things and they pay crap. Anyway, south. Then north. A river? We didn't see any before. The Glorindel River. We're getting close now. Come on. You're the lady. Look alive, fate-bound to Murias. So I'd like to point out, it doesn't look... there's no save icon here. But there's no enemies here. How can this not be safe to save? Actually, there might be enemies here. It's just because of the scene they didn't spawn. Yeah. Can we actually do anything over here? Nope. And there's Murias. Home of the Ausis, and the origin of magic in Legrand. The existence of this part of Legrand is unknown to many and considered a myth because no one has ever seen Murias and lived to tell the tale. So, let's go in the entrance. Hopefully the scenes aren't going to screw up. So, this is Murias? I can understand why they'd want to hide such a beautiful place. We're fortunate that fate has brought us here to witness the great Ausis civilization. This place feels ethereal. Yeah, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. How magnificent. Enough sightseeing, let's move. Halt. Outsiders, how dare you enter our sacred land? How did you enter? We need to talk to your High Chancellor immediately. Lead the way. You are not allowed here. Begone, now. You know nothing, pawn. Just take us to your High Chancellor right away. It's urgent. Art thou deaf? Thou darest not take one more step, madam. I hate to disturb the peacefulness of this place, but I think I know a way to get this over with quickly, ma'am. Kale, we didn't come here to fight. Do not throw your lives away, outlanders. They aren't going to step aside, so I think we need to get them to lay down on the ground. Scatia. Wouldst thou please end this barbaric spectacle? Your Excellency, we apologize for this disturbance. They are not worthy of your Excellency's presence. I sense a disturbance upon your entrance to this land. I am quite astonished. I know not how you could have arrived here. Meseems Scatia hath found a way back. Lucia. Yes, I sense thy presence, Scatia. I did not expect thee to be still alive. Oh, you're still the same little Lucian, although you seem to have grown bitter with age. How darest thou speakest to the Lady of the Forest, outlander? Thou art too young to know who this lady is, youngling. She may address me as she sees fit. What business has brought thee back, Scatia? You two seem to know each other well, but how? Mind your manners, girl. Don't interrupt when other people are talking. You know exactly why I returned, Lucia. Perhaps I had forgotten. Much time has passed. I barely remember what thou lookest like. I told you before that the only reason I'd come back is if I found the Fate-bound. Then these are the Fate-bound? They do not seem like much. Your Excellency, we might not seem worthy of the title, but we... Again, you don't have permission to talk. Be quiet. Is this lady the flame who shall end the reign? She has come with the royal, the loyal, the exiled, the lost, and the shadow. They are the Fate-bound. Everything is decided now. And what what about the protege? He won't get here. Not while you're on watch. I trust you on that. Wherefore am I not flattered? Mayhap it is because I am responsible for my own accord, unlike a certain someone who can never keep her matters straight. Thou hast abandoned thy land to protect the Dathi tree. 'Tis was a noble cause, thou didst tell me. Wouldst thou care to enlighten me as to the fate of the tree? Thou hast nothing to say. 'Tis as I expected. Nothing should be entrusted to thy charge. No, your excellency, please, we tried our best to stop it. Lady Scatia tried her best, but thou art far too weak to bear such a duty. You claim to be the fate-bound who shall end the reign, the feud, and the war, but you cannot even protect a tree? How did you find out about the tree? The Rashua tree hath been alerted. The tree is closed. The responsibility is thine, Scatia, the failed protectress of the Dathi tree. Your excellency, we're very sorry. We did our best to stop it from happening. The protege, we defeated him once, but he kept on getting back up. He was strong, but we don't have time to bemoan our loss. It's still our duty to stop him. Please, we need the armament. You outlanders are so presumptuous. You lost one armament, and now you want the Gaia sail? Mine own heirloom? Wherefore would I give it to you? Please, your excellency, we need your Gaia sail to end the war throughout the land. We don't want to take it from you. Thou wastest thy breath, child. I know what thou art up to. I apologize, your excellency, but the whole of Legrand is enduring terrible conflicts. And it is your own fault. You outlanders are greedy, conceited, and arrogant. You not even keep your own brethren together. And this time of turmoil, you come seeking even greater power. Wherefore should we help outlanders? Wherefore would we? Good would it bring us, if we helped you end the chaos you have wrought. Please, your excellency, we need your cooperation to restore peace to Legrand. There hath been no peace in Legrand since you outlanders inherited it. Always have you turned against one another since the very first day of your dominion. That's the thing we intend to change, your excellency. You outlanders have no desire to end the strife. You seek only the shifting of power. You have always sought only to begin another age of turmoil. That is your only intention. You are hypocrites. Lucia, you don't sound like... Thou art the one who soundest not like thyself. Thou hast spent most of thy life out there. Now see how it hath affected thee. You're not supposed to become hateful. 'Tis not hatred. 'Tis ignorance. These outlanders have inherited almost all of Legrand, and look how they have corrupted the land. And once the land turns to ash, they will wail that Lear hath forsaken them. It is in their very nature. They know naught but shame and disgrace. Have some faith, Lucia. The land might be dying, but it's not beyond saving. Legrand will endure until it is restored. I fail to understand why thou hast such faith in them still. Thou hast witnessed the destruction they have wrought. Thou art too naive, Scatia. Yet you still believe in the kindness of the Murias. Maybe you're just as naive as I am. They are just different. How? They're the same outlanders you hate so much. If you believe that they're good, then you can't deny that you still believe the others can be too. There is always good and bad in all things, Lucia. You can't just judge one of them and think that they're all the same. Maybe they are partly to blame for all of this, but you can't forget our true purpose in Legrand. We can't just abandon them. We've protected them long enough, Scatia. We owe them nothing. No, we do owe something to Legrand, to every creature in Legrand. Do you really think you could rebuild our land without them? Don't be naive, Lucia. You've always been here to help Legrand and its inhabitants. Forget not who let our ancestors die in vain, Scatia. They had a chance and they lost it. Now they must solve their own problems. Murias will intervene in the affairs of Outlanders no more. This is about more than just conflict among Outlanders, Lucia. Once the protege brings his horde here, it will engulf the entire realm. When that time comes, we will be well prepared. Murias shall stand strong against them as it did in days of yore. Even our ancestors once failed to protect our land. You shouldn't assume that you'll be able to overcome the invasion by yourselves, no matter how much you prepare. We have grown stronger since they left. We have learned from the past, and we have improved greatly in both tactics and numbers. And you don't think the Furbolgs have done the same? We still have time to ready ourselves. Time? Obviously they're prepared to ascend to Legrand, but no one can say whether or not they're already on the move. They could arrive sooner than you think. However, even if you think you can handle a massive horde of enemies, do you really think you could handle 2 of them? A more imminent threat is coming. This is the other news we have for you. Of what dost thou speak, Scatia? A northern kingdom is trying to find Murias, and you know what they're after. There is no way they could find Murias. I've concealed the gate. It is concealed, yes, but it's not completely invisible. If they succeed in deploying large numbers of troops here, I'm sure they'll have plenty of time to locate Murias. spares me thy lies, Scatia. Lies? Care to tell me how Gwendel and all of the Murias will tell you the same so-called lie? What? Art thou planting seeds of horror in the minds of the Murias of Gwendel? Planting seeds of horror? You're the ones who have to face the horror. You blocked yourself out of reality. Overcoming an assault by one of the northern kingdoms and fighting troops from the southwest simultaneously is no easy task, as I'm sure you understand. The southwest? What do they have to do with this? Royal gold is more than enough to buy the aid of the southwest, Lucia. You'll have a hard time once they're at your doorstep. Just trust me, we'll be in this together. Or you can just ignore me and start preparing as many troops as you want. Just remember that the Murias will be the ones who suffer out there, defending both their city and yours while you're preparing. I shall never involve the Murias in this. Like it or not, they've always been there protecting your secrecy. And the Oasis always return a favor. Remember our code, Lucia? The Murias have never asked for anything in return. We've also never had to be asked before helping. What exactly does thou speak of? Altea hired the Astakars to take away Gwendel. They kidnapped Murias' children to show them the way. We've put an end to their dirty work, but that probably won't stop the Alteans from coming here. Your Excellency, there can be no doubt that Altea is trying to find Murias. They somehow managed to break through Fandor's last line of defense in the pass. I'm sure they'll come for the south, and then for Murias. They want to get their hands on the armament to help them win the war. I can assure you that they will try to take the Gaia Sail by force. Then let them try. The Gaia Sail is locked away inside the Rashua tree. It cannot be removed. With enough men and time, they'll eventually find a way, Lucia. Let us help you secure the armament. Thou art no different from them. Thou also wantest to take mine own heirloom from me. Don't be silly, Lucia. It's not yours alone to keep. It belongs to Legrand in times of need such as this. What's the point of keeping it for yourself? Or have you forgotten what the armaments are for? Don't forget why the armaments exist in the first place. You know full well that the prophesied Fatebounds are mentioned by the heroes themselves. They do mention the Fatebound, yes, but not a single clue that they refer to thee in that company here. You can distrust me if you want, but the Rashua tree won't lie. Give us a chance to prove that we're worthy. If thou wantest the Gaia Sail so badly, then thou must give the Rashua tree something in exchange. Otherwise, I shall let it be locked away forever. Why haven't you done anything about this? Wherefore should I? I had it locked within to ensure its safety. But if thou really wantest it, thou must work for it. Let the heirloom determine thy worth. Wherefore all the silence now? Thou surely knowest the cost, dost thou not? You're not sending me after the Memora, are you? Oh, that I am. Thou shalt bring me the heart of the forest, for that is the only sacrifice worthy of the Rashua tree. And I too demand proof that thou art worthy. Prove thyself, and then perhaps I shall help thee to get the Rashua tree to open itself once more. And you're not going to help me do this. Wherefore should I? Consider this thy penance for failing the Dathi tree. You're ordering me to face the Mother of the Forest? Yes, and I order thee to save the life of my own third general, who was also thy closest kinsman to Scatia. You mean Lantuan? What happened to him? He has already departed in search of the Memora. You let him go after the heart by himself? Careful with thy words, Scatia. I always care for mine own people. I would never allow mine own soldiers to behave in such an imprudent manner. After the Rashua tree closed its breach, he insisted on getting the heart quickly. I forbade him, but he was persistent. He absconded without informing anyone, leaving only a note behind saying that he was going to find the Memora tree and what? Tell me. He hath not returned. I suppose he must have acted on his own after sensing thy presence. I sent soldiers to find him and see him return to us, but I still received no word from them. I told him to stay because I knew he was needed here with you. He shouldn't have. And yet he always thinks that he belongs out there with thee. I never thought that he would dare to disobey me. He chose to flee Murias, along with a few knights from his squadron. My deepest apologies, Lucia. I'm so sorry. So thou hast noticed that this is all thy fault. He has always been loyal to thee, Scatia, always. Thou hast left him so much behind to burden us. By the time thou hast returned, thou hast cost me my own third general and a number of fine knights. Thou art the one to blame, Scatia. It is all because thou hast deceived him with thy own discordant purpose. I will do my best to get him back. Thou must, it is thy duty, return him to Murias and make up for all the disarray thou hast caused. Do not return without Lantuan in the heart. Thou art dismissed. You surely have a bad reputation here, lady. He figured. Phineas suited my reputation better. What? That is your relationship with the High Chancellor? What brought about such enmity? Always been between love and hate. Quite complicated. Seems like she showed you no love at all. Hope there's still a little left. Lady, why does she seem to hate strangers so much? I find I can't blame her for that. She's been through much tragedy, which she thinks was caused by everyone outside Murias. Is that true? Did we cause her so much pain? There is no need to feel guilty. Lucia generalized the cause of her misery, though I think that isn't very wise of her. What was that tragedy, actually? Later, Finn. It will probably take hours to explain. We have work to do now. But first, lady, care to explain more about this heart of the forest? What is this Mimira? It's Mamora, son. Mamora Doherty, the mother of the forest. She is deadly, and definitely not one to mess around with. Where can we possibly find the Mamora? Somewhere inside Gwinnell, in an area we haven't charted before, not even I. So I assume that this heart you were talking about is her, the mother of the forest. It is indeed. This is much like a suicide mission. I see. The first thing we must do is ask the Gwendel for directions. Again. No, don't trouble yourself. This is my responsibility. I won't let you. Don't say it, lady, for you always have my aid. You have to continue the journey, with or without me. We've come this far together, Lady Scatia. If you decide to leave now, I'm not sure how we'd manage. I still need you to teach me how to use my art properly, lady. I won't let you leave. You don't strike me as the type to leave matters undone, milady, no matter what. Thank you greatly, but I can't help you if... The High Chancellor might have an archaic manner of speaking, but I think I understood most of her points. This is all our responsibility. I won't let you carry this alone. I started this journey and I won't stop until it's finished. You really do resemble her, Arya. By her, who do you mean? Lucia, your leadership, your persistence. I've put so much faith in you just like I did her. The High Chancellor? Why? I mean, how? I've seen many of her characteristics in you, dear. About that, I don't know what I'm supposed to say, actually. Then never mind it. Shall we take our leave now? Yes, of course. On your command, then. Alright. Look alive, Fatebound. We're moving. Wow, Shapur is a fortune, man. So, let's drop a save here. I am much wealthier than I was at the start of this video, and I do not wish to lose that. I was hoping for an HP restore point here, but looks like I'm not so fortunate. Ears is a little banged up. Still getting decent EXP. Crud! Sad part is it's at the bottleneck, too. Those were the leaf bird things. Crappy payout. Ooh, can't get the drop on this one. It annoys me to no end how a perfectly timed attack can miss. Some familiar faces, I think. Greetings, how may I be of help? It's Scatia, the one who rebuilt you. Have you forgotten me already? I remember thee. What dost thou desire me now? Make us haste before I forget thee. You better make it quick as well. We need you to show us the way to Mamora's plain, Gwendel. Oh, Lear, I will help any who dares to oppose the mother. What madness leads thee there? We're seeking adventure. It would take an eternity to explain. Then I ought not to ask. Good, just show us the way, Gwendel. Then thou knowest what it takes. Another maze to be solved, I know. Just show me already. Then listen carefully. So those are the same directions. To Mamora's plain. Go west once, north twice, east once, then south. So west, up, right, down. Got it, thanks. May Lear grant you long life. And they're back already. Got some more strength razors. So close to leveling up. No luck with any of the gold items, though. That kind of sucks. So this time I have to go east. A dragon? I've never seen one before. You actually met the last one, Lazarus. Sadly, there are no more of them now. But how did it end up here? Father told me that its den was somewhere in the north. His name was Dralvanir, the Triumph of the Sky. He was a leader among his kin and also our savior. Our savior? How could that be? It's quite a story. During the Great Ancient War, the Furbolgs had been concentrating their assault directly against the Murias. The enemy attacked with thousands of soldiers, so many that the heroes couldn't overcome the assault by themselves. Eventually, Dralvanir came and gave the heroes his aid. He breathed fire and drove the Furbolgs away from their land. Old Murias was crumbling, but the heroes were saved. Unfortunately, Dralvanir was gravely wounded during the battle and was unable to fly or move. So the people of Murias took care of him until his last day. He was always their savior, Dralvanir. I didn't know dragons would ever help anyone. The tales never mention any kindness or anything positive at all regarding dragons. That may be true of human tales, but ours are quite different. If that's so, does this mean that this creature could think like we do? Their minds were quite simplistic, but they were able to recognize affection. What the? What was that? What was what, Finn? I saw something. What did you see? A giant red eye. Yes, it must be. What's wrong with you? There are no giant red eyes around here, Finny boy. Are you seeing things? Calm down, you're hallucinating, Finn. But it looked real. It looked real to me. Memora's cloud often consumes minds. We'd better not stay here much longer. I've heard those words before. Yes, repeating occurrences. That's why people tend to get lost as they go deeper into the forest. No, I mean... It's okay, Finn. Things are getting a little strange around here. We'd better hurry. Pull yourself together, Sonny. We need you for the battle. Alright. Hoping I can save before we fight. And there we go. So I was doing some of those fights back there just so I could try to heal up in them. Yours was kind of low. I got in a fight with one of those little sprite things. I forgot what their names are. Bow or something like that. One of them actually dropped 2 of each of these. Strength, Vitality, and Luck. And then I also got more gold stuff to drop. So we have 7 gold dust, that's 15,000. This is 30,000, that's 50,000. So we're getting close, both to our weight limit and being able to bail out Yoda's brother. In terms of money on hand, we only have a mere 30,000. So real quick... Okay, let's see what ugly thing awaits us. Are you the thing from Celestian Tales? And the answer looks to be no. You look like Aubrey from Little Pet Shop of Horrors on crack. Oh no, this is just too frightening. Is that the Memora? What the? They call that thing the Mother? Doesn't look very motherly to me. That thing sends chills down my spine. No, Lantuan. Lady Scatia, I understand your dismay, but please don't be hasty here. But Lantuan is completely helpless. We've got to hurry. First we need to distract them more and lure her away from them. Let's just put her down now. Calm down, milady. We must proceed with caution. We didn't come all the way here to watch you act carelessly. We're in this together. Alright, get ready. Sorry for misbehaving, Mom. So if you want to see its stats, we will pull those up. HP-wise, I don't know if this has 40, 45, or 50,000. You can see it's weak to fire and pierce. We'll hit it with the Arcana. I'm not exactly sure how that's supposed to be pronounced. And to be honest, I'm not going to bother with healing because it doesn't make much of a difference here. No, I missed. This is the one I need to hit, though. Damn. So the movie you need to watch out for is Breath of the Wild. It could be game over already. I'd like to say I'm exaggerating, but this thing's just a status bomb. Go planet unlocked. We'll go ahead and burn this now, since I may not get a chance to later. Don't know if you can block the status effects, but that's what I'm fishing for here, in case you're wondering. So the first time I fought this boss, he literally only used Breath of the Wild until everyone was dead. This is already an improvement. Sad part is we're still reverting to those lame tactics of turtling until the Arcana are ready. You know what, with Finn I'm going to take some chance and stab him with the Searing Slash. With the girls, they will guard. No interrupt, that's great news. Buffs have expired. I'm going to keep doing that with Finn while the girls guard. No, there goes my perfect chain. Ooh, his. And it confused her. Sublime. I'm gonna guard there, try the meditation on her. Finn's ready. So he was fishing for a status effect there. The question is what one. Just gonna have her guard. Same for her. No! We did it again. So this time I think it was earlier instead of late. pay attention who gets confused. So he's silenced. We'll have him take a swing. Go for that. That shouldn't matter, it should be dead regardless. At least this time it didn't spam one move until the game was over. Very big payout, though. 3 levels. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like, I could get reinforced. Let's do it. So he has all of his moves now. For her, she has the strength requirement, she has the vitality, she needs intel and agility. To be honest, none of those moves are really anything special, so I'm in no rush to get any of them. And for her, you have to put everything in intel. She's at that stage where that's... Okay, she could use luck, it's just I'm in no rush. So Wind Blast is now Cyclone Blast, but we need Boulder Throw, which is 3 points off. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So now he has Lightning Bash, Lightning Smash. She needs 1 point there. Actually, I can throw all this in Vitality and get these 2 moves. Or no, I don't have the strength for the second one. So let's do that. She now has Heal. As for him, he needs everything, I think. 5 points of strength. That'll get him all the moves that he needs. For intel, he has that. He has enough luck. So I'll put this in Vitality. Hurry, get the heart. Heart of the Forest received. Ears, help me check on Lantuan. Yes, Lady Scatia. How's he, Ears? He's been lying here for a while, but I can still sense his life force. Oh, thank Lear, he's still alive. What a relief. Please heal him, Ears. The outcasts sure don't go down easily. Indeed, not. The generals in particular. Lady Scatia, the knights are... We were too late, weren't we? Lady Scatia, the general seems to be severely injured. I can't do this on my own. He needs proper treatment. We've got to get him back to Murias right now. Let me carry him. Please, Azam. Murias is not that way, Finn. The knight is heavily wounded, so we got no time to lose. So are they gonna make me walk all the way back? Indeed they are. In the event I don't show that battle, Mother of Vegetables achievement popped in it for beating the Heart of the Forest. Almost have my Arcana back. Crud. This one I can't see to back attack. The guys I'm encountering are stingy as all hell. All of those fights were against Smootars. Every last one of them. Sprite thing with luck razors, so I'm cool with that. Not that way. Okay, so they're just gonna let me cut straight to the end, because you have to go right twice, left once, down, then up, otherwise. No! More luck razors and goldstones. So check it out, I have 8 of those. As for the goldstones, that was 30,000 dinar from that one fight. Sublime. Getting close to leveling again. Strength razors and goldstones. So we're making a nice little chunk of change here. So let's let's see, 6 of those gives me 90,000, I believe. You can almost bail out Yoda's brother. I'm gonna be furious by the time we get there if the price increases. Back already, are you? Did the mother scare you that badly? Take us to the Murias mist, quickly. Thou art in no position to give us orders, milady. Thou were told not to return without... We have Lintuan with us. He needs help immediately. What? But the mother, what about her? She's finished. Impossible. Can't you see your general needs immediate treatment? Hurry. Wait here. The High Chancellor needs to know about this first. There's no time. Or do you prefer to watch your general die waiting for your report? Very well. You can tell Lucia about this after we get to the Murias mist. Now lead the way. Come, come, follow me. Be quick. Allow me to introduce myself, milady. My name is Villareth. I am son of Revoluth and Velarin, heir of Murias' High Maester. I know you. But how? I don't have time to explain right now. I'm glad that Lantuan will be in good hands. Please, you gotta hurry. I shall try my best, milady. Please get the general to the pond. Villareth, how is he doing? I cannot say much about that, milady. The general's condition is bad, but ye have given him proper first aid. I hope he will endure. Please do whatever you can to revive him. Certainly, milady, I'll do what I can. Now, if you will excuse me, milady, it seems I am needed down there. Of course, and thank you, Villareth. Lady Scatia, is he going to be alright? May Muriel and Lear help him through this. My father told me about that waterfall. So this is the Muriel Cascade, one of the best healing sources in all of Legrand, whose water flows through the Glorindale River and gives life to the Gwenel Forest. Indeed, it is a restorative waterfall. The Elf-Sis have always used its water for healing purposes. This man seems very important to you, Lady Scatia. Who is he? Lantuan, he was my squire during the war. Your squire? He was your... Do you mean... What? Are you really that old, man? Did he fight the Furbolgs with you? You trace my story back a little too far, Sonny. Not that war, of course. Well, you've got to tell me now. We fought the Great War against the Cursed Norns together. Lantuan always stood beside me. He kept me safe, watched my back. So you were part of the war in Phineas. Well, it was everybody's war back then, Finn. We joined forces with the humans of the South to stop the Cursed Norns. Scatia, where's Lantuan? How does he fare? I've done my part. The rest is up to you, Lucia. Please make sure your healers give him the best treatment available. How dares thou question how I treat my own people? I wasn't questioning you, Lucia. I was just making sure. And where are the rest of the knights? Mine own knights. They didn't make it, Lucia. I'm sorry. No, where are their bodies? Tell me. In Memora's Plain, you'll have to retrieve them. Go retrieve all the fallen knights and bring them back here. Tell the priest to start preparing a funeral ceremony for the fallen at once. As you wish, Your Excellency. Very well. Please make haste. In case you're wondering, we have the heart. Impossible. How couldst thou not get killed? I guess today wasn't the day, Lucia. So what will you have us do with the heart now? Cleanse yourselves, then meet me in my palace. Yes, you can thank us later, Your Excellency. Don't fret, Sonny. At least she's allowing us to enter the Rashua tree. I'm not sure she said anything about entering the Rashua tree. I only heard that she wants us to take a bath. That's because we need to get a blessing before walking the Path of Heroes. The Path of Heroes? Yes, a series of trials and judgments we have to undergo before we can obtain the armament. So the mother wasn't enough? Well, the mother's what we need to walk the path. The next step is to be proven worthy to bear the armament. And why do we need to get cleaned up for it? Well, Lucia meant by cleansing ourselves that we have to get the blessing first. And what blessing is that, milady? The blessing of valor, which we have to earn from the sacred spring in the Hall of Knights. It will also validate us as righteous beings who are worthy to enter the Rashua tree. I don't think I understand any of this. There's no need to, Sonny. Just follow my lead and we'll get through it. Okay, so what are we going to do first? Get the blessing in the Hall of Knights. Come on. Dear sir, where are you from? Your own appearance differs to that of the locals. Oft peaceful life is monotonous, but that doth not mean that I desire for a war to take place. It is acceptable to shed tears whenever thou dearest so. 'Tis not good to restrain thine own feelings. Thither thee wend once more, keeping thy feelings a secret 'tis not healthy. That guard's hard at work. Thou should enhance thy weapon, if thou wish to slay opponents with one hit. Can't talk to them. Let's talk to the guy by the window and the guy over here. I do not have permission to join the army, even though I am stoutest hither in Murias. Report to us immediately if thou bearest witness to any violation of rules. Is that you, Mr. O'Wheel? Indeed it is. Indeed, it is I, your occasional source of information. Perhaps I should write all my knowledge down in a book. Could you think of a title for me? What's wrong? You seem rather confused. Want to ask me something? Go ahead. Not really. Come on, asking questions won't hurt anyone. What is Murias? I think I've told you about the Ousis before, remember? Kind of. As I've already told you, Lear sent the Ousis to Legrand during the first invasion of the Firbolgs. They inhabit the western parts of Legrand, Murias to be precise. The Rashua tree, one of the cardinal trees, is also located here. Sealed within it is the Gaia sail, the Spear of Lu. What about the people here? I'm curious about their way of life. Murias is the most advanced city in Legrand. Everyone learned magic from the Ousis, after all. I guess its level of advancement is not just defined by magic. Murias is unlike anything I've seen before. That is correct. Some people say that these buildings and structures are blessed by Lear himself. And then it was Lear who endowed the people of Murias with their powers. Come on, asking questions won't hurt. Tell me, Wheel, can I play this without getting interrupted every 5 minutes? Tell me more about the Gwenel Forest. The forest exists to protect Murias, of course. I can't say much about it, but I'm sure you'll agree with me after witnessing Murias' grandeur. You know how those Astakars are looking for Murias? You have to watch out for all those scavengers and ransackers out there. But they're not just protecting the city, they're concealing themselves from the rest of Legrand. Why would they want to turn themselves into a myth, a fairy tale? How far would one go to protect what's precious to them? I'm sure you know the answer to that question, Finn. At least the Ousis are kind enough to have left us Gwendel to show us the way. Come on, asking questions. What is the Lady of the Forest? That is what Lady Lucia, Murias' High Chancellor, is mostly commonly known as. Or used to be commonly known as I should say. People aren't aware of her existence because everyone believes the Ousis to be a myth. But why the forest? The name comes from Gwenel Forest. Some say Lady Lucia changes the paths to make sure no one gets out. All to keep the outsiders away from Murias, especially those whose hearts are filled with darkness. What is Memora Dowry? This is a really sad story to tell. She was just one of the Ousis mothers who was trying to protect Murias from danger. She believed she wasn't powerful enough to keep the city safe despite her being the High Chancellor at the time. What happened to her? Why'd she turn into the Mother of the Forest? She desired a greater power, which clouded her judgment. Somebody told her that the heart of a dragon could make her invincible. She took Dralvanir's heart in Gwenel Forest and performed a ritual with it. And that's how she turned into Memora. At least she's been protecting Murias as Memora all this time. Yes, you could say that. You sure have a different view on things, Finn. How did you get into Murias? There's no way I'm telling you my secret. Come on, asking questions won't hurt. I have my theory. The Issa theory. I have to go now. Thank you, Mr. O'Wheel. You're welcome, Finn. Till we meet again. So you're not going to give me another one? Another what? Nothing. I'll be going then. So that was a little interesting. So that puts us back on track because we're still in Chapter 5. Can thou see me? Yes, but barely. Who are you? What happened to you? My name is Nella. When I woke up one morning, I found myself like this. I know not what had befallen me. Whenever I tried asking someone for help, they would just run hence from me. Somebody cast a curse on you. It must have been because of either hatred or jealousy. Somebody hath done this to me purposefully, but for what reason? I don't know, dear, but I can tell you this curse is not dangerous. I've come across it before, and there is a way to cure it. There is? Yes, this curse is vulnerable to sources of pure energy, like holy water, for example. I am fain to know there is a cure. It's not that straightforward, though. To make holy water, you need to combine the water from 3 different seas, and that means traveling to 3 ports. And we have to do it quick. This curse could erase your existence in due time. But 'tis rather difficult for me to travel in my current condition. Should we help her? Why not? I really hate seeing black arts making people suffer like this. Rest assured, my dear, we can help you get some holy water. You will? Yes, nobody out there deserves to be cursed. Thank you so much. May Lear protect you. Alright, Finn, we need to collect the water from 3 different seas to help her. You can obtain it from any town located near the ocean. Just need to go to the city and collect some water at the docks. Okay, got it. So, do they literally mean any? Okay, that's interesting. So let's look around the entrance a bit. Do not cause any trouble hither. Behave yourselves, Outlanders. Stay out of trouble. Jeez, these guys only have one thing on their minds. Often 'tis dull to run on my own. Please accompany me, dear sir. 400 dinar. No way, man. We aren't watching ye. So I'm not seeing any sparklers on the ground at the moment. An Outlander. I never won before. Welcome to our city. Please behave yourselves. Wanted to make sure there wasn't anything hidden in the blind spot because that would be obnoxious. Do not do anything stupid. But doing stupid stuff is Kale's specialty. His forte. So I'm doing this so it's no longer marked as a new place. Hall of Beasts. Greeting, valorous souls. Thank you, sir. And you are? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Theowin, Hall Master and Cleric of Knights. Surprisingly, I don't know you. I thought I knew everyone here. Perhaps you're familiar with my own father, whose name was Theonar. Of course, Theonar was a brave knight. He stood strong against the cursed Nords until his last breath. I'm sorry for your loss, Hall Master. I thank you, milady, but I prefer to dwell on it no longer. Now, if you please, form a circle around the fountain. What is this? This is how it feels to be blessed, Finn. Not what you expected, eh? Now we are worthy to receive the armament. May you find faith and duty. May the tree guide you to your faith. Thank you, Theowin. Go now. 'Tis best not to keep the High Chancellor waiting. Come on, let's go. But like usual, we are going to talk to people. I desire that the High Chancellor will grant me an audience one day. I wish to witness her beauty. Ye are not hither to bring unrest to Murias, yes? Who knows what lies beneath Gwinnell Forest? Does anyone actually desire to learn the truth? What should I do? What's wrong, sir? Stagnation hath struck me like a thunderbolt. I do not know how I should continue my peace. No words shall ever do the High Chancellor justice, her wisdom, her beauty. Should I join the army? We are in dire need of brave soldiers to preserve our own peace. Murias soldiers always obey orders. I simply desire that ye not wreak havoc on the peace in Murias. When I get fustier, I shall join the ranks of Murias soldiers so I can protect the High Chancellor from evildoers. Nay, crime shall go unpunished. We don't often receive an opportunity to meet Outlanders hither. So, is there anything that could be in the foreground, perhaps? Huh, maybe there just isn't an item up for grabs here. Here we go, the market. I want Watch thine own manners. Watch thine own wage. Thou canst never be too careful. Do you like my beautiful hair? It's the most beautiful hair in Legrand. There's the sparkly. Diamond crystal. Do you require some concoctions? There's the agility up recipe, in case you're wondering where that was. So we do have the materials to make some of these. Thing is, I'm in no rush at the moment. And holy crap, we're almost at our rate limit. So you know what? Notice how Finn's running. Oops. Okay, we're over limit. So notice you can no longer run. And you'll have that flashing red icon in the top right corner saying, hey, lose some weight, fatty. Yeah, I picked up quite a bit of loot there. I also put the Malware main away, because I do want to see what that does. I'm kind of wondering if this is like Dark Souls, how the bosses drop items, or in this case, souls in Dark Souls that you... Wow, those are heavy. The souls that you can use to forge weapons and stuff. So I could sell those for money later on. Starting to wonder if I should get rid of some of these for weight, but I'm kind of good. So that's the Talina. The thing I'm here for is the main. Right there. Generates heat to make the blade sharper and slightly more flexible. Can I be of any assistance? No, that's a downgrade. That's a downgrade. That would be an upgrade, but I'm not using him at the moment at the very least. Even then, that's not really much of an upgrade. You only get 10 more power, you get more defense and crit, but still. I don't have a lot of Shubas to spare. Don't have the Violet Talina for her. I got mine out of the arena, I believe. And I'm still missing a bunch of crap for him, so he's out of luck. What should I purchase? My significant other said I could purchase anything I desire. It appears to me that thou art displaying thine own accomplishments in a boastful manner. What art thou implying? Well, dear sir, thou hast a lover, and I have not. Art thou rejoicing yet? Thy meaning escapes me. I have arrived. I require some courage to initiate a conversation with her. Nay, crime shall go unpunished. Smootar fossil recipe? I don't know what I should purchase. I have everything in my own possession already. Like, what are these things for? Smootar, Smootar. There it is. Afflict sphere. Here, though, something important. Wow. So actually, real quick. Can I see the sell prices of some of this stuff? It looks to be no. So I'm wondering if I can make, like, mistletoe or something and then sell that for money, and whether it would work that way. Snowdrop all is worth a lot, but that's an all. And the answer is no. So what have you? Welcome to my own shop. Please gaze upon what I have. Flicks blind. Celestite. Confusion. Seraphine bow. So let's see this new bow then, shall we? Boosts her physical attack, but lowers her magic attack way too much for this to be any good. The nice thing about it is it increases your evasion, but you can become squishy as all hell, so... yeah, I don't want that. I want to keep my Farina bow. not cause any trouble hither. You should wear proper attire when on an audience with the High Chancellor. Watch thy manners in front of the High Chancellor. It is my own dream to protect the High Chancellor from evildoers. What I'm trying to say is, please behave yourselves. Watch thy manners. Please watch where you... something or another, I didn't read that last word. Hoping this scene doesn't take too long. You have finished the ritual? Yes, we can proceed to the next step. Wait here while we open the breach. Excuse me, milady, but we need the heart to perform the ceremony. Of course. Finn, give it to him, please. Here it is, sir. Heart of the forest given to Irsav. I thank you. Irsav, please inform me when the tree is ready. Yes, Your Excellency. Now please excuse us. So maybe we should have a talk while we're waiting. There's nothing to talk about. I'm surprised that none of the younglings recognize me. I guess you haven't told them about me. And wherefore should I have? 'Tis a proper punishment for a traitor to be forgotten completely. Traitor? Lucia, you can think of me however you like, but I would never betray my own people. Then why dost thou leave? You know why. Why do you keep asking me? There is no acceptable reason for what thou hast done short of madness. How many times do I need to tell you? I don't understand any of this. Could someone please tell me what's going on? So thou hast not told them who thou art, who thou truly art. I still remember the last thing you said to me before I left. It's hard for me to admit. Thy shame, thy disgrace? It's my fault, Lucia, but I wouldn't have left if I hadn't thought that you'd been more suited to... Always excuses. Thou knowest not how to force me to bear all this alone. Because I know you're more than capable. Because thou wanted to flee thy responsibility. Lucia, I'm not just made for all this, I belong out there. Clearly thou hast chosen those sinful outlanders over thine own people. That's not true. You don't understand, Lucia. I didn't. I have had enough of thy excuses, Scatia. I told thee we have nothing left to talk about. This can but happen again and again if we waste our time on fruitless conversation. Excuse me, Your Excellency, but what is actually going on between you two? You've been quarreling a lot, and it seems like you know each other well. It seems I must tell you the truth, then you shall understand. Please, Your Excellency, tell us what's going on. Scatia was mine own elder sister. Your sister? Why'd you tell us this, Lady Scatia? I didn't think it was necessary to tell you that I'm a cast-off sister. So this is all about intrigue in the royal family. Great. No, Sonny, Murias isn't a kingdom. It's a structured settlement. If you're talking about social structure, then I see no difference. There is a difference. Murias doesn't have a king or a queen, just a high chancellor. But Lady Scatia, why did you decide to leave? You were supposed to be the one to claim the throne, weren't you? Yes, Lady Scatia, why did you choose to live outside of Murias? I was chosen to be the spellbearer, to guide the Fatebound, and Lucia's destiny was to take care of our homeland. That's why Lucia and I parted ways. Enough of our various fates and thy preposterous story of being chosen to be the spellbearer. I can stand it no longer. You may not believe it, but I was called by a voice from on high. A voice heard only by thee. Thou hast always been delusional. This is an old argument, Lucia. I'm the only one who can bear this burden. Of course, and this is why thou left me to lead our family and all of Murias alone. Instead of tending to thine own people, thou opted to become the caretaker of those disgraceful outlanders. Thou art not worthy of us. You have no idea how sorry I am about all of this, Lucia. Let me fix this. Let me fix us. There is nothing left to fix, Scatia. Thou cannot fix something that is beyond repair. Thou hast broken us badly enough. Your Excellency, my deepest apologies, but I can't help but interrupt. Why do you insist on calling us outlanders disgraceful? I suppose thou knowest not what thy forefathers did to bring chaos upon the land. I know there's a war raging out there, but that's definitely not what we want. We want nothing but peace and order. I have heard such words so many times, 'tis always a lie. You outlanders strive only to force your own ideals upon others. 'Tis the only thing you know how to do. No, Your Excellency, this is a misunderstanding. Brother turns against brother until the air reeks of blood and smoke. The scent of destruction wafts from every direction. 'Tis all for a single reason. Every outlander lord thirsts for naught but power and dominion. Learn thine own history, child, and thou shalt understand how twisted thy people are. Our history? What do you mean? Lucia, please, there's no need to talk about this right now. So thou hast not told the truth about what happened. how very kind of thee, Scatia. This is not what we've come here for. Thou claimest to be the mentor of the Fatebound, the one whose charge it is to guide them all, yet thou hast told them nothing. They already know their duty and purpose, the rest is trivial. Thou hast omitted things that would provide them enlightenment, and thou hast done so purposefully. They fail to grasp their own origins, the very purpose for which the Fatebound exist. I told you that doesn't matter anymore. They know that they're doing the right thing. No, Lady Scatia. Everything that happened in the past, I want to know it all. I sense thy fear now, Scatia. The truth has always terrified thee. Your Excellency, please, if there's something we don't know... Oh, there are many things thou knowest not, child. Then would you please enlighten us? Very well, I shall tell thee everything, every detail from the very beginning. I believe thou art already aware that the universe is divided into several realms based on their proximity to Lear. The realm that is highest and closest to Lear is Tir Mogmor, the home of the Divine Ones, the Ausis.
The higher up, closest to Lear's realm, is Tir Mogmor, home of the Divine High Ausis. Underneath it, there is Legrand. Whence during its first age, more than 1,000 years ago, the land was inherited by its 3 native races. Humans, the ancient lions of the east, and the 4 great dragons of the north. The eastern land of Legrand, Targon continent, was a peaceful place, unlike the northern Albion, where the dragons and humans are always fighting each other. In the deeper territory of the universe, there is Dune Aiden, home of the vile beings the Lear detests, the Firbolgs. Due to its destructive nature, the Firbolgs brought destruction to their own land, leaving the Dune Aiden shattered to pieces. Soon as they realized they needed another land to occupy, Firbolgs has been trying to find a way to ascend to Legrand, the closest realm. Knowing this, Lear sent down Ausis to help Legrand's inhabitants defending their own land from the accursed Firbolgs. Numerous Ausis and 4 apostles, mothers of the heroes, landed in Sasai to inherit the western Legrand, Old Murias to be precise, and built garrison there. During the first years of Firbolg's arrival, all the natives hardly put any fight against them, causing the incomers to occupy the land almost entirely and easily. The heroes also given a hard time fighting against the Firbolgs, which invasion coming from all directions. Most of Old Murias crumbled, but the heroes still striving to defend our homeland. Fortunately, Dralvanir, one of the great dragons of the north, came to help and successfully repelled the invasion, although he was gravely wounded and dying. The help of Dralvanir did not come without hoping something in return. Dralvanir conveyed his wish for the heroes to save the last surviving dragonkin, to which the heroes agreed. Dralvanir's help brought heroes to come to realization about how to protect Legrand entirely, to strengthen the resistance against the Firbolgs. Knowing that they were unconsciously leaving the other parts of Legrand unguarded, they knew they shall expand occupied areas and build quarters over them. Therefore, 3 of the heroes ventured to north, south, and east side of Legrand, while one of them stayed in Murias. The strategy proven could turn the tide of war effectively. Territories occupied by the Firbolg has been decreasing significantly, even though it was still not enough to cast away the Firbolgs completely. The heroes needed to help the natives whom grown thin in number day after day, and also build stronger resistance at the same time. Therefore, they decided to invite the natives to take part in fighting for the land. They share them own powers to the natives by mating. Luch, hero of the west, stayed here, mating with fellow Ausis. Luanda, heroes of the east, was mating with the great lion, and gave birth to Aramons. Dagda, hero of the south, was mating with a human of muted society in Phineas, which was also a witch doctor, and gave birth to the Norns. Linus, heroes of the north, had the biggest responsibility, for he must also fulfill his promise to Dralvanir. He was mating with both human and the last dragon of the north, The offspring from human was ones who called the first men, and the offspring from the dragon was the shapeshifters called the Dringers. The heroes taught all of them own descendants to unite and stand strong for them own land. With such immense power, the heroes and Legrand's people could eventually put up a fight against the Firbolgs, and the amount of Firbolgs left in Legrand decreased significantly. However, the heroes were also badly wounded. Despite the wound, the four heroes were still trying to complete their own duty to finish the Great War. In order to protect Legrand's future, they all sacrificed their own life to send the Firbolgs back to their own shattered realm. With their own last effort, the heroes pushed the Firbolgs back to Duneiden, closed and sealed the breach to prevent the Firbolg from coming back. After the heroes passed away, the children of heroes brought the armaments back to their own home, planted them in the cardinal trees to be the pillars of equilibrium.
Thus, they would also be available if Legrand ever had to face another cataclysm, as the heroes mention in their final testament. Thousands of years after the heroes' departure, the Second Age of Legrand began, and with it began everlasting bloodshed. The heroes warned that the Firbolg's defeat would never stop them from striving to return to Legrand unless they were annihilated. But it seems the descendants of the heroes became carried away by their victory, and slowly began to forget the testament and even their own history. Now the heroes and their armaments have come to be considered not more than a myth. The people of Legrand also forgot their unity and how they were meant to protect Legrand. This means not only protecting the universe, but also each other. They did not realize that separating themselves served only to weaken Legrand. The descendants only grew more selfish, foolish, and greedy. 'Tis was that brought the children of Linus to part ways and build opposing factions. The first men built Fandor, and the Dringers built their own kingdom of Altea, and the two races began to vie with one another. At first, the war was over the right to the hero's legacy, and the armament within the Magna Tree. But as time passed and Legrand continued to suffer, the feud became about naught but power and domination. Legrand's people forgot that they are all brothers and began killing each other. And in their greed, Fandor sought to build more settlements and expand their territory. They hastily made their way toward the frontier, where people who did not wish to join any faction lived in peace, high in the mountains. The locals refused to surrender their land without a fight, and the Fandorians were unable to establish a foothold. Refusing to acknowledge that the frontier is a harsh environment that cannot be tamed and cultivated, the Fandorians kept trying to conquer it, and they slaughtered their own long-forgotten brethren in the process. They turned the frontier into a cursed burial ground, and countless lives were lost. Wow, that sounds messed up. Now I understand why Lady Lucia refused to let us enter. I guess there really is a lot that we don't know. No. Will this chaos never cease? Turns out our history is built upon one enormous error. And thou, Scatia, thou thinkest that thou canst solve all of this. Thou hast failed the Dathi tree, and handed it over to the accursed protege, and thou hast claimest thyself the mentor of the Fatebound who shall restore Legrand? Your mentor is not but a self-proclaimed spellbearer. For shame. Lucia, please stop this. Thou hast never been honest to them, Scatia. Thou let them follow thy path without question. She is the spellbearer, the one who can extract the armaments. Why? What is there to question? Then thou hast witnessed her extracting with thine own eyes? Hast thou beheld this spell in action? But she's the spellbearer Lazarus told us to find. But hast thou seen proof of this? And not once hast thou bothered to think that thou mightest be deceived. How couldst thou even trust her, child? It's written in the history. I've read about it before. It says that Lazarus is the one who... And yet I have lived longer than any of the authors of your history books. If I cannot trust anything or anyone, then why should I trust you? History is but words and can easily be altered, and you ignorant outlanders have ever been foolish enough to swallow it whole. I have witnessed history, I have experienced it myself, but thou, for thee it is but words upon the page. Just tell me what you know. But I will, and now you shall hear me clearly and well. Thou thinkest the North a mess? No, child. To complete Legrand's horror, the War of the South began to heat up in Phineas. The cursed Nords, who eventually discovered the nefarious capability of their own Arth, began to shed blood in the South. For years they had performed a blasphemous act, building undead troops in secrecy to conquer the land. They forced the humans of the South to fight an endless battle against the deathless legions. In these desperate times, some humans ventured all the way to Targon, hoping to find better minerals to build stronger weapons. The rest of them came here to New Murias and asked for our help to end the bloody work of the cursed Norns. My father was the High Chancellor at the time, and he agreed to join the humans and lead our troops to purge this terror from Phineas. The humans let our troops fight on the front lines, and right before our troops were about to be defeated, they fled like the cowards they were. They left our troops to perish, and my own father was brutally murdered. Murias was dealt a great blow that day, and I lost my mother soon after, but that is not the end of the story. To complete the misery, not long after the loss of my family, I was compelled to lose my only sister, who was supposed to replace father. To be more exact, she left me. As she became accustomed to battle, she decided to continue the war against the cursed Norns. She kept fighting them until one day, she decided to implement a morbid method for quickly annihilating the cursed Norns. A morbid method? Annihilating? What do you mean? I prefer not to speak of the details, 'tis too hard. But Lady Scatia told us it was... So thou should explain thyself then, Scatia. It would be childish of me to say I had no other choice, but I was young, foolish, and careless. Thou hast broken the code, Scatia. The Outsis must seek no vengeance. It was a profound mistake, yes, but I didn't do what I did for the sake of revenge. I just wanted to help, and I wanted to put an end to it all, but as it turned out, I didn't even know what I wanted. But how? How are you involved in what happened in Phineas? Please, I'd rather not talk about this any more. Confess thy sins, Scatia. May it ease thy step later, when thou enterest the judgment of the Reshua tree. You have to tell us, Lady Scatia, what happened. Sin is always such an abstract concept. Maybe you can give us a more concrete example by telling us yours, ma'am. Tell them, Scatia. At the time it was chaotic in the South. I saw suffering everywhere. I saw people lose their homes and children lose their parents. We fought with all our might, but the cursed Nords kept coming. Their undead hordes seemed to be indestructible. So, I turned to the old way. I sought the dragons, hoping they would help us stop the cursed Norns, just as they had helped our ancestors repel the Firbolgs. I ventured east to find the last righteous dragonkin, who were rumored to roam the desert. That's how I got to know him, Lazarus. I asked for his help to end the war. He agreed under one condition, that I develop a strong bond with him, and become his rider. You see, once he turned into a dragon, he would lose control, so he required someone he knew well to control him, while in dragon form. And you fell for each other, did you not? Thy foolish quest ended in foolish love. It just happened. It felt so natural. We were sure we were meant for each other. We convinced ourselves to finally depart for Phineas. When we got there, everything went according to plan, but the cursed Nords refused to surrender so easily. They kept casting spells at Lazarus until he became enraged. I lost control of him, and the situation quickly got out of hand. Lazarus was only supposed to be a deterrent, something that would force the cursed Nords to surrender, but it all went horribly wrong. If only we'd realized that we'd rushed things, that our bond wasn't strong enough yet. Please, tell me this isn't true, please. I'm so sorry, Iris. I regret it deeply. I never meant to hide it from you. It's just... I didn't have the courage to tell you the truth. Not only you, Iris, but all of you. I swear, I still condemn myself to this day. I can't believe this. Why? Thy deed consumed them all, Scatia. The pure Norns also suffered greatly. Why? What possessed you to do that? I can't believe this. The heroes mention that the Dringers are granted wondrous powers to protect and keep order throughout Legrand. Inheriting the blood of the hero has allowed them to possess both the great strength of dragons and minds like those of humans. That's why I asked for their help. They were the only ones who could end the interminable war. Yet none of them has mastered their own powers. They can only use one of their abilities at a time. They have forgotten their own origins, and are all that the heroes have taught them. Thou shouldst know it better, Scatia. Clearly such power can become destructive if left unchecked. Such might can bring naught but destruction. Thou wert too naive. Thou thoughtest that a strong bond could be built on such a shallow foundation. You know nothing of our foundation, Lucia. You dare not speak to me of it again. You've done a terrible, terrible thing. I know it, Arya. That's probably why Lear has chosen me, condemned me to live with the aftermath of my sin all this time. Then why would you be our chosen guide? You're always lecturing us about salvation, but it turns out you're responsible for a massacre yourself. I know they were bad, but burning them alive? Damn, that was downright monstrous. You're cold, lady. No matter how twisted the Cursed Norns were, you still didn't have the right to decide their fate, Lady Scatia. No one did. I wanted to end the war, to end all killing Legrand, but now, this is the good that fate has led me to? To you and Lazarus? I'm beginning to doubt this journey and its noble cause. No, you can distrust me, but you can't lose faith, Arya. Please, you can't just ignore Lear's plan. Please don't say anything more about it. I don't want to think about that right now. I'm sorry, Arya. I'm so sorry. Please just stop. That's enough. Lear works in mysterious ways. In fact, Lear's methods are probably beyond anything we could ever comprehend. What are you thinking about right now, Azam? Speak forth, Ahriman. What hast thou in thy mind? I'm not going to blame Lady Scatia. What happened was hardly her fault alone. Oh, Ahriman, one knows not whether thou playest at subtlety or art simply ignorant. In my day, I have also killed many people without knowing their true goals or purposes. The world's current situation never gives us enough space to make decisions logically. Sometimes we have nothing but our gut to rely on, to set us in motion. Out of necessity, as instinctive beings, we always turn to our gut every time logic is no longer reliable. Right and wrong, good and evil, these are not for us to judge. They are up to Lear to decide. Besides thine own dark history, I can see that thou and Scatia seem to share another thing in common. Both of you love to make excuses. Surely everyone has sinned to some degree, but everyone also has a chance for redemption as long as they are still breathing. And the most obvious tool Lear has ever given us to pursue a redemption is time. Thou art not the one to say which acts can and cannot be redeemed, Ahriman. That's true. I am definitely not in a position to speak of such matters. Neither can I say what Lady Scatia did was right or wrong. Instead, I was merely explaining my view that it was what had to be done at the time, for good or for ill. And I firmly believe that true redemption is to see our guilt as a compass that leads to a better self. Well said, but thou art about to see what will be left of her after she enters the judgment of the Reshua tree. Scatia, this may be thy chance to find redemption thou seekest. The Reshua tree's judgment may be harsh, but perhaps it will grant thee mercy. It is one of the reasons I came back here. Well, the time is nigh. Your Excellency, the tree is ready. Thank you, Ursav. Thou mayst leave now. I will not be far if Your Excellency requires anything. Fatebound, I may dislike the fact that you're entering the tree, but you have fulfilled the requirements and may begin your trial. I shall not break my own word without cause. You may find the trial harsh, but its fairness is undeniable, for the tree will read all of you like a book. So if any of you are likely to find such a revelation distressing, I suggest not entering. Do we still have to do this? We await your command, Miss Arya. I just don't know. I have to think about this. Thou hast not yet proven thyself worthy to bear the title of the Flame. Thou hast not completed a single trial, and so thou can walk away if thou will. Arya, you can turn me away at any time, but please don't deny that you need the armament. Legrand needs you to have it. You are the true Fatebound. You are here to fulfill the prophecy. I don't want to hear that from you right now, please. Thou hast proved thy incompetence, Scatia. What dost thou expect from those in thy charge? They fulfilled the requirements. You shouldn't doubt them, Lucia. Perhaps I shall trust them once they have completed the trial. 'Tis not yet time for that. That much is certain. Arya, look, I'm about to face the consequences of my actions, and I might not survive the judgment. But no matter what happens, you must continue the journey. You just don't know how hard it is for me to keep my faith in this journey, and the Fatebound. We've come this far. It'll all be in vain if we just walk away now, won't it? We need to be validated as the true Fatebound, and Lady Scatia needs to find her redemption. Then so be it. Finn? Lady Scatia, you told me to be prepared for the truth about each one of us as we approach the Reshua tree. This isn't how I expected this to happen. Everything has become so muddled now, but I don't think we should keep dwelling on this. I thank you, Finn. No, I'm not doing this for you. I don't even know if this is all real, but no one else knows what's coming to Legrand, except for us. Why are you always so eager to get into trouble, Finn? Finn, we might be able to relieve ourselves of this duty. Why risk our lives? What else are we going to do? Legrand can't protect and restore itself, and the situation out there is getting worse. We can't change anything if we do nothing, and if we decide to walk away right now, all we'll ever be able to do is nothing. No one else knows to whom Legrand should entrust its fate. I believe this is the least we can do right now, so let's let the tree decide. Oh, Finny, you've just made things so much more complicated. There are always choices, but we won't reach our destination if we just stand still. By saying things like that, you're just forcing us into a bad choice, Iris. Miss Arya, if you ask me, I think we should find another. The clock is ticking. It is time for a decision. Arya, please. This might be the last thing I'll ever ask of you. I'm begging you. May your action lead you to the truth, Miss Arya, for only action can clear a cloudy mind of doubt. All right, we're going in. Great, I've got no choice then. Entering the tree with doubt in thy heart will only clutter thy path. Just stop it, we are entering the tree. Fine, do as thou wilt. Meseems everything is decided now. You shall meet me at the tree whenever you are ready. Thank you very much, Arya. I don't think I can let you accompany us any more after this. I can't have you in the group. That's up to you, Arya. I won't ask for anything more. Okay, let's go. And if you notice how my voice is cutting out during that, I have to stop. I've been recording all day and I am at my limit. So, we'll just drop a save here because, wow. Okay, so we've been at this for a while. I don't know how many videos this is going to be when it's all said and done, but I have to take a break. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.